feel like, okay, first of all, oh God, that's so bright on that frame. Hold on. All right, sounds good. So that probably won't do that every single time. You said John, and he gave me a sign and symbol that he's like a father figure to you, and that it's like you have a small collection of his things in honor of his memory since he's ended up passing. I almost kind of feel ashes or like a real piece of him. You are so sweet, Art Lady. And I feel like you have his ashes or a piece of him, father figure, ends up passing medically, and there weren't any big signs or big declines until there was essentially no taking it back. So whether maybe it was underlying and we didn't see anything, and then like boom, right at the end, it ends up being a decline. Oh, you're so sweet. You guys are so wonderful. Okay, she goes, it is her dad, and yes, how did dad end up passing? I would absolutely love to know. Bring some clarity to what he told me here. And then I want to know about the things. He says the way that you have it displayed. I don't know if he has grandbabies, but I see pictures put in crayon. Okay, so I see like very homemade things to memorialize him. I just feel like he sees it, he's got it, something like this. Okay, so I really like that. It seems so happy. He slipped on the ice and he never got up, and found out it was a heart attack. So first of all, once again, one reading is kind of leading into another. First person, how did we know? We've waited all day. How did we know? You guys didn't talk to each other. Nobody talked to me. I was doing my own thing. I promise you that. And so all of a sudden, person number two also passed of a heart attack. Now, no one else tell me nothing. I just love to find little trends. I think it's a fun time. I think it's a good time. Okay, so now, remember how, hold on, he's telling me more things, but I just want to clarify how, like, he didn't see it coming, and then he got so far, and he was like, thump, and it happened right at the end. Well, he slipped and fell on the ice, and somewhere in there, he ends up having a heart attack, and he was there for a while. He goes like this, but sunshine, so hold on, so this is, he passed in a tragic way, so, but he tells me that you didn't get a chance to say goodbye, but it's almost like the timing was perfect. Whoever found him was the one capable of handling the situation, and he didn't know it was going to happen until it did, and he wasn't laying there for any amount of time. It was all I hear is thump thump, and that's it. He was at the store, actually. Perfect. And so he talks about how it's timing and how, people were able to handle it and it didn't have to be family. And 5 strangers immediately ran to help him. This is so stinking beautiful. I'm just going to show the screen over here. You guys can't see, but I'm alternating screens, I know. And so he says he loves how you're honoring his memory. He goes 2 dreams, and then he says that thing about you displaying things or something in honor of his memory. What is that? Well, you have some little bits and pieces of him. Oh, my fan stopped. I'm gonna go turn that back on because it's creepy quiet in here without it. My office is ginormous. You can sign up for the free class. You can sign up for the. I'll tell you after this. I gotta stay in this channel, but I'll tell you after this. What is it that we have in honor of his memory, if you do have anything? How and many of his belongings around. Okay, that's kind of what he showed me. He just said you had many things, and then she said, yes, I have had 2 dreams since he's ended up passing. But who's counting? Not both of you. Okay, not both of you. And he says you guys have the same personality. And you know what? He looks at me and straight up says, if he could say something to you, he goes, I'm not worried about you. I know that you're gonna be successful. I know how strong you are. You're just like me. You're a survivor. You're gonna be okay. If you're okay with a simple life, you're gonna be okay, he says. And then I don't know if you had babies that he knew about or if you have babies now, but this is the right kind of man to be a grandpa. Okay, I keep just seeing these coloring things. So if you have babies, if he's gonna see you be a mom, he's not gonna miss out on that. He couldn't even miss out on it if he wasn't here. His soul is so dedicated. That's where his soul is. Okay. So my soul is here when I'm not home. I'm excited to get back to my emporium to channel and talk to your guys' loved ones, right? And so his soul's with your grandbabies. So I'm gonna be hunting this bitch until they clear it out, and your dad's gonna be hanging out with them grandbabies until you kick him out, which is gonna be never. And then he says his mom's up there and she has like a little oxygen thing and a hard time breathing at the end, and she said that she's okay on the other side too. So she passes something medical, was probably being taken care of because those ones are on a leash, you know. An old lady on oxygen has a caretaker for sure, I promise you. So it's a good indication once I can see them. I can usually read them pretty good. So those are your primary guardian angels, your dad, and then your grandma, and then grandma brings in grandpa, and then grandpa's just spoiled and funny and walks funny, so he probably made it to an old age and all kinds of things. So listen, if I can just sit here and in 5 minutes or less channel like 3 different dead people that you have on the other side, it's a pretty good indication that you are a medium. The more people, the more intuitive you are. Hold on, corgi butt, corgi butt, corgi butt, corgi butt. The more intuitive that you are, okay? The more intuitive that you are, I forgot what I was gonna say. The corgi butt got me, damn it. Damn you and your corgi butt. Let me see what you say. Hold on. LOL, he did. Right. Okay, good. Okay, the more intuitive you are, the stronger the channel's going to be, and the more likely it is to have multiple people come through. So if you're coming in and like, let's say you have a whole page you're talking to dead people too, and you just submit and like want to see what happens, don't think you're just getting one, and it might take us 7 people, and hopefully we get to the person you're looking for. But I can always connect you. But if your channel is strong, you know, so your people effortless, so that means you most likely are medium, just so you're aware. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Also sign up for my free class, which makes me no money, at the end of the month. You like that?